I'm Kelly.
And I'm Leslie.
And we're the Dollar Saving Divas. Okay, I never thought about eating food to stress less, but today, that's what we're going to be talking about. Stay tuned. This episode of the Dollar Saving Divas podcast is brought to you by renttherunway.com.
You'll find more than 200,000 pieces and 400 designers in the Rent the Runway closet. Anything you want, one flat price.
Formal, cocktail, festive. What type of event are you attending? Get 4 or 8 day designer rentals for a fraction of the price.
And when you click through the link on our Dollar Saving Divas Facebook page, you'll save even more, and you'll help us keep this podcast free.
Look great and save money too. Okay, Leslie, I've never thought about eating particular foods that actually make you stress less.
I've thought about particular drinks that make you stress less.
Exactly, but there's actually, there are foods. So, I mean, I was really surprised about this. And the other thing is, if you have some surprise visitors, you better have all these items, like your in-laws, surprise with these items on hand so that you will stress less.
Yeah, well, one of them I was surprised to see is edamame, which is...
I'm glad you're doing that one because I cannot pronounce that.
It's fun to say. Just
say it again.
The tongue. Edamame.
Say it faster.
No, we're done.
Okay.
But edamame is basically soybeans. And I love them. I mean, they're serving them now in a lot of Chinese restaurants, Oriental restaurants, like as an appetizer.
Like roasted and salted kind of?
Yeah, with sea salt, and they're in the shell. But you can buy them already shelled, like in those steam bags. You could just steam them up in the microwave.
Mark's our producer. We've never introduced Mark. Mark News, we love him. He doesn't love us. Actually, I think he just sits there. I think he has to have a muzzle on because he's just laughing so hard at us.
Now, there's a lot of eye rolling going on up there.
You should hear the outtakes.
Anyway, back to the edamame. So anyway, a cup of edamame contains the amino acid tryptophan, which helps your brain produce serotonin, which is a mood balancing thing. So you want to eat, when you're stressed out, eat some edamame. I stick it in salads, put it in stir fry. I've made an edamame like hummus, where you mix it up and with some tahini and the food processor and eat it like hummus.
Can I be honest with you?
You've never had it, have you?
No, I've had it and I hate it. Have had it and hate it.
How do you hate it?
I don't know. I'd prefer a nice piece of beef. Lean beef. Now,
that's why you're stressed.
Yeah. No, lean beef is a top source of zinc. And that plays an important role in staying off anxiety and depression-like symptoms. Now, mind you, you don't really eat beef. I don't eat a lot of beef, but like a serving of 3 ounces, which is pretty much all I could eat anyway. I mean, no man can eat 3 ounces of beef. They want to eat like a half a side of beef. But 3 ounces delivers about a third of your daily needs. So zinc also keeps your immune system strong, which you need in order to stand up to crazy days. So there. Okay. Now, the other thing is oranges. I don't know about you. I could just sit and drink. I can drink a half a gallon of orange
this time
juice.
of year with the little clementines, I love those
little
things.
And what are those other ones called? Those little halos? Oh, there's just the cute. Yeah. They come in those little crates. I just think it's cute. It's like doll
those
baby.
Are like candy.
They're like little doll baby oranges. Well, so it's not just good for colds, but it's good. The vitamin C can lower inflammation in your body, and it tells your brain to stop flooding your system with cortisol, the hormone that makes you feel frazzled. Just one medium-sized orange satisfies your daily requirement. Okay, speaking of frazzled, we're going totally off script.
On a tangent?
Yeah, I got to tell you my skunk story. It happened a week ago.
Oh, no.
Mark, I told you I was going to tell you the skunk story. Okay.
I wondered what the smell was.
Yeah. Well, okay.
Wafted in with her.
Here we go. Now, this is going to take the entire rest of the podcast, but believe me, it's worth it. A week ago, Monday, 4:30 in the morning, I wake up and I just smell something, and it smells a little bit like burnt rubber or a little bit like a skunk. And I'm like, well, I'm upstairs in my house, in my bedroom. Maybe a skunk was hid out on the street. And somehow, miraculously, it's now entered my house. And I'm like, no, it cannot be that. About half an hour later, my daughter walks into our bedroom and says, Mom, I smell something. Do you think it's gas? And I go, well, I smell something too, but it's not your dad. I said, I think it smells a little bit like a skunk. And she says, I don't know. And she's like, she freaks out at everything. So then all of a sudden, my husband pops right up in bed, and he's awake too. And he said, well, I smelled something too, but I was just going to go back to sleep. So now
there's a man for you.
Yeah. So
you guys figure out what it is. I'm going to sleep.
My daughter's freaking out. She goes downstairs with her dad. He goes in. She's like opening every door, looking at things. She opens the basement door and she goes, it smells like burning rubber. And I smell it too. I go, yeah, it does smell like burning rubber. And I said, but it also smells a little like a skunk. But who knows? So my husband goes down. He unplugs everything. She's freaking out. We're wrapped up in blankets on the first floor. And I was like, well, why are we this? He goes, okay, I'll call the fire department. So here it is, 5 o'clock in the morning. And my husband calls the fire department. Now, you do realize if you mention the word odor to the fire department, they immediately think
come with axes
gas.
And
gas.
Yeah.
So 3 fire engines, 2 emergency squad, and the police chief, or the fire chief, all pull up at 5 a.m. Sirens running, everything. We're in the car, in one of the cars in the driveway, huddled in there in our PJs. Of course, I have no makeup on, but I did manage to comb my hair because, it is the fire department coming. So they got all the equipment, and you're right, they got the hat.
Oh, I know. They come with the
axes. And then I'm going, oh, crap. I just had my carpets cleaned, and they're coming in with the boots, and all this stuff like this. Well, they go in, and we're around. We then pull the car around the corner. The neighbors' lights are all going on. We're going, oh, they blocked the entire street off because it could be a gas leak. So the fire chief lady, she parks next to us, and she goes, it's all clear. They're coming out to tell you what it is, and then they have to go back in for something. So they come out, and they said, it's no gas. And I said, well, we kind of knew that. And they go, ma'am, you were right. And I go, oh, no, don't. Oh, yeah. Skunk.
Was the skunk in the house?
No, it somehow burrowed on our back patio close to our back door and our bay windows into the foundation.
And it
sprayed, and it went through the foundation into our basement. Then, of course, what's in your basement? Your furnace and all of it swooped through the entire house.
Oh, that's awful.
The entire house smelled like skunk for days. I was so embarrassed. I had to put a letter on our association website apologizing for waking everybody up and warning them about the skunks that are in the neighborhood. Oh, Lord.
Oh, that's awful. That's the worst smell.
Okay, so that was my stress story. So I went and drank an entire half a gallon of orange juice after that. What would you do?
Yeah. I would have moved out. I would have sold the house. At that point, you can't go back in.
Oh, I know.
The house goes on the market.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. No, I know you. You'd eat chocolate. That's what you always do. You'd eat chocolate.
Hey, one of my neighbors, it happened to them.
Oh, it's awful.
Same thing?
Well, they had it under their patio, and so they called a company to come out and trap it. So I'm with the husband at a golf outing, and he gets a call from his wife, and she goes, do you want the good news or the bad news? So the good news is they caught the skunk. The bad news is the kids in the neighborhood decided to poke it with a stick.
No.
And it sprayed 6 kids and our dog.
Well, that was the first thing the fireman asked me. Do you have a dog? And I went, no, I have 2 pets, my husband and my daughter, but I do not have a dog.
Oh, so what, tomato juice baths for everybody?
I think a couple people moved.
Yeah.
Not sure.
Oh, I mean, that odor.
That's the answer.
I couldn't dip my.
That's it.
I couldn't dip my whole house in tomato juice.
Oh, that's awful.
No, it was bad.
Yeah. So yeah, my go-to is chocolate at that point. That's my stress reliever.
Okay, so today's podcast was really about skunks.
Yeah. There you go.
What can I say? Thanks for listening to the Dollar Saving Divas. If you have ideas for an upcoming episode, we would love to hear from you. Just head to our Facebook page at facebook.com/DollarSavingDivas CBUS and share your comments. Our podcast is available on iTunes, iHeartMedia, or your favorite podcast player. Thanks again for listening.